At some point in the last 2 years, a new question entered the collective consciousness of an entire generation. It did not arrive loudly. It did not announce itself. It crept in quietly between one AI demo and the next viral showcase of everything a machine can now do better than you. The question is this: am I enough compared to what AI can do? And the fact that millions of people are asking it without even realizing they are asking it is one of the most significant mental health developments of our time. Self-esteem has always been partly comparative. Researchers have known for decades that humans assess their own worth partly in relation to others. That is not a flaw. It is how social cognition works. But the comparison was always human to human. You compared yourself to people in your community, your peers, your colleagues, people operating under the same constraints of time, energy, biology, and mortality as you. AI changed that entirely. Now you are comparing yourself to something that does not sleep, does not doubt itself, does not have bad days, does not carry grief or anxiety or the accumulated weight of everything that happened before it sat down to work. You are comparing a full human life to a processing system and finding yourself lacking. That is not an accurate comparison. That is not even a fair one. But your brain does not automatically know that. Your brain just sees the output gap and fills it with a verdict about your worth. Psychologists studying AI's impact on self-esteem have identified something they are calling the competence threat response. When a new entity, whether a colleague, a competitor, or in this case a technology, demonstrates capability that exceeds your own in an area central to your identity, your brain registers it as a direct threat to your sense of competence. The emotional response is not just inadequacy, it is a cascade. First comes the comparison, then comes the self-doubt, then comes the avoidance. You stop attempting things you are not certain you can do better than AI. Then comes the identity erosion, the slow withdrawal from the parts of yourself you used to feel confident about. This cascade happens below the level of conscious thought. You do not decide to feel inadequate. You just gradually stop raising your hand in meetings, stop sharing your creative work, stop trusting your own instincts in areas where AI has demonstrated it can perform. And here is what makes it particularly damaging for this generation specifically. The AI comparison is everywhere. It is not one colleague who is better than you at one thing. It is a technology that is better than you at everything it has been trained on, simultaneously, instantly, and improving faster than any human ever could. The scope of the comparison is unprecedented in human history, and we have no cultural framework yet for how to metabolize it. Here is what the research on identity resilience suggests. The people who navigate this comparison most healthily are not the ones who convince themselves they are better than AI. That is not a sustainable position, and your brain knows it. They are the ones who change the question entirely. And instead of am I enough compared to AI, they ask what is uniquely mine that AI does not have access to. Not skills, not output, not productivity metrics, experience, your specific history. The particular way your mind connects ideas based on everything you have ever lived through. Your relationships, your values in action, not stated, not written, but lived. The specific texture of your perspective that exists nowhere else in the world. AI was trained on human output. It was not trained on your life. It cannot replicate what your life produced in you. The judgment calls you made under pressure, the lessons you learned the hard way, the specific combination of everything you have experienced that makes you see the world the way only you see it. That is not soft comfort. And that is a genuine cognitive asset that no model can replicate because no model lived your life. Change the question. Not am I enough compared to AI, but what do I have that AI will never have access to? The answer to that question is longer than you think. Follow for more on mental health in the age of AI. And tell me in the comments, have you ever caught yourself asking whether you are enough compared to what AI can do? Because I think this question is affecting far more people than anyone is publicly admitting, and it deserves an honest conversation.